So the big Rakhi and Onam gift from the government, Pallavi is now going to get a LPG cylinder at rupees 900.
I won't. I have a pipeline.
She has a pipeline. So we are not beneficiaries of this latest move of the government. But 33 crore people in the country are. The government is going to spend about 7,600 crore rupees. The big announcement today that the LPG, which is costing about 1103 rupees per cylinder, will now cost 903 rupees for everybody in the country. And for Ujjwala beneficiaries, it will cost about 703 rupees because they have already getting a rupees 200 subsidy. Pallavi, political move?
Absolutely. I think it's a political move. Though the government may say it's not a political move, but I think it's clearly one. Because this is something, it helps the women voters, it pleases them.
Yeah.
And as ministers have been saying, it is not just about women, it's about an entire household ka budget. That's one. Also 75 lakh new gas connection, which means more and more come under the footprint of this Ujjwala scheme. Clearly an eye on the women voters, and as you also wrote and reported, in Karnataka, in Himachal Pradesh, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra kept on talking about this, about cylinders.
And I think this was something which was bothering the government. In fact, we broke the story on August 8 that the top government sources telling us that this cut is going to come. So why this cut was also needed, I think there was a realization at the top levels in the government, Pallavi, that 1103 rupees is a bit too much. If you put it in context, the gas cylinder was costing about rupees 550 exactly 3 years ago. So in 3 years, the price has almost doubled. Of course, you can say the global prices are high, there is inflation at the world level, but end में जो आम आदमी है उसको तो pinch हो ही रहा है. So in fact, when we were covering the Karnataka elections, Pallavi, you remember DK Shiv Kumar? Himachal also.
Even in Himachal.
I think these two elections, I think BJP lost these both elections. The major factor, I believe, was the LPG cylinder price. DK Shiv Kumar ने तो LPG का cylinder press conference hall के बीच में रख दिया. He used to worship that, and it came to be known as the LPG cylinder wala election. So I think there was a realization at the top in the government that something needs to be done. So now they have cut to rupees 200. And but I still think 903 rupees still common man ko thoda relief mila, but still they will feel that it's still a bit high.
And there was also cynicism within the Congress party and the opposition parties that you've brought the Ujjwala scheme, you're giving cylinders initially to women, but how do they pay for it later? So it's something, in fact, many of them would come out with pot shots and stories. Like I remember Rahul Gandhi in one of the interactions said that many of the women, when I go back to them, the cylinders used to be kept separately inside their rooms and they used to go back using firewood, coal as the case may be. So essentially the Ujjwala scheme meant nothing. I think this is also the government's response to that.
Absolutely. I think the Ujjwala scheme was a great success. Even in the first term, it was a great success. I think UPA, NDA 2 came to power. A lot of making on the Ujjwala scheme. But Pallavi, at that time, the gas cylinder was only 500, 600 rupees. 200 rupees ka subsidy milta tha, gas cylinder 300-350 mein mil jata tha. Now even an Ujjwala beneficiary, even now, will have to pay 700 rupees for a gas cylinder. So still, it's a big relief, surely, but I think it's also prompted by a lot, but what the Congress is doing in the poll-bound states.
Yes.
So if you see what is happening in Rajasthan, Pallavi, Ashok Gehlot is giving the cylinder at already rupees 500 for many months now. And he was bearing the cost of rupees 600 extra from the state exchequer. Mr. Kamal Nath has already promised a cylinder at rupees 500 if he wins. And in fact, Shivraj Chauhan just 2 days back said he will give the gas cylinder at rupees 450. So obviously gas cylinder ही सबसे ज़्यादा political mind पे चढ़ा हुआ है सब.
No, but we have to wait to see when the results come out. Is this really the factor which would have worked for the BJP? Because as of now, the Congress is very gung-ho about Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh particularly. If it works for the BJP, certainly they'll understand that the cylinder, the innocuous-looking humble cylinder actually has important political ramifications. And then the Lok Sabha election.
It's a woman voter.
And it's a woman voter, not just about cylinders, it's also about the health. Because the PM always talks about the fact, and he used to talk about his mother also, that kaise firewood say and coal.
Yeah.
There's a whole picture. I think it's important for the health of a woman also that she uses something which is a healthy alternative, which is in the forms of a gas connection.
Absolutely, and I think first term of the Modi government showed, as we discussed, that PM Ujjwala was a big thing which got them a second mandate. And the woman voter has strongly backed the BJP in many elections. So this was the first time I think BJP also seeing that कि woman voter हमारा हमसे थोड़ा दूर जा रहा है state election में gas cylinder, LPG cylinder की price की वजह से. So I think this step was coming. It seemed that it was coming, but finally it has come as a Rakhi and an Onam gift.
But I have only one question. That's what I asked the minister also. You call it a Rakhi gift. Okay? So your presumption is that only women cook. You don't know how to cook, I know.
That's a very important question raised by Pallavi. I think this is a very contemporary take. I agree with you on this totally. I think men. It's also a Rakhi gift to men. You can say that.
It's also a Rakhi gift to men.
but still, I think Pallavi, do you think this will be a factor in the coming elections, in the state elections?
I think so, and And look at, I think even the India front opposition parties are understanding that, because I'm seeing the reaction, say, from Mamata Banerjee, from the Congress party. All of them are saying it's because of us. So there's a fight for credit.
Yeah.
Mamata Banerjee is saying it's because of the India front opposition.
only
to it,
दो
so they
मीटिंग
will.
हुए और गैस सिलेंडर 200 रुपए गिर गया
हाँ,
ममता
वही.
has to say.
That's exactly what she's saying. See, you can predict Mamata Banerjee. Most of us can't. But that's exactly what she said, कि अभी आगे आगे देखो होता है क्या.
I think the common man is happy, and of course, I think the LPG cylinder, I think, is a start, Pallavi. I think we'll see more things coming.
Yeah, these
closer
matter
the
to the
election,
people.
because tomato price is now down. Also, it was hitting very high. Tomato price is also down. So I think the government is, and I think the government sources have been speaking about it. You have been speaking to them of the top government sources. Inflation is something which is on the top of the government's mind to lessen the blow maybe to the common man, isn't it? Even the ministers, I think, have been speaking about it, that we have to lessen the burden of inflation on the common man.
Yes, that really matters a lot. I mean, I hope it's a start just with the LPG, so we can look at other essential commodities, because they say this, like it's in the morning on the day you're going out to cast your vote. आपका mood कैसा है, उसके ऊपर depend होता है how much, which way you're voting. So I think that's the calculation also, that feel-good feeling among the voters, especially the women voters who matter a lot.
Absolutely. And PM Ujjwala has about 9.65 crore beneficiaries. So almost poor 9.7 crore poor beneficiaries in the country now will get a cylinder at rupees 700. The middle class, I would say, is getting now a cylinder at rupees 900. So is it still high, or is this that the common man will be happy with? Well, the days on the ministers are surely saying it has nothing to do with politics. Well, that you have to take that with a pinch of salt. Both Anurag Thakur and Hardeep Singh Puri to Pallavi, he gave an interview and said, "Iska politics से कोई लेना देना नहीं है, but politics से ही लेना देना है सब कुछ." That is our conclusion from here. But let's see how this plays out in the coming election. And I think BJP was worried, and this is a step which was long coming. Let's see how it ends. And Pallavi, what is your take? I think the Madhya Pradesh में शिवराज तो already 450 का cylinder बोल रहे हैं.
Yeah, I mean, this matters. So now the Congress will have to reinvent. Kamal Nath will certainly, and I think, see, they had big plans. They had plans like Priyanka Gandhi Vadra will go extensively to Telangana, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, and speak about the fact that how the budget is going out of control because women are not being taken care of. So I think now they will have to kind of rework their slogans, so to say, as far as a.
But Kamal Nath already 500 रुपए का सिलेंडर बोल रहे हैं, अभी भी 700 से कम ही है. So in a way 900 रुपए से अभी भी 500 रुपए. Kamal Nath is already saying 500. Gehlot is already giving. I think the CMs, when they react, I am predicting when Ashok Gehlot reacts, he will say हम तो already 500 का दे रहे हैं. So I'm footing the cost of the rest. So in a way, I think more things are slated in this. I think this will not stop here. I think more relief could come in the coming days. So that is we winding up on the LPG cylinder prices, and we have G20 summit coming up next week. So I think the next power circuit will be focused on the G20 and the big things which will happen in the G20 leader summit next week. This is me and Pallavi signing off for Power Circuit. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Do give your reactions on all the social media timelines as well.